indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Luann, invocation, please? Or was there someone else? Okay. My apologies. Thank you, Donna.
So rather than a prayer this morning, I thought I would share this. I'm going to call it an opening reflection. Throughout our lives, we connect with many circles of friends, family, and people who enrich our lives and act as guardians on the path. We all have our share of both pleasure and pain, and the goodwill of kind people have contributed to the joy and helped us through the pain. We can't ignore the fact that all we do and accomplish happens with the grace of other people.
Thank you, Donna. And Luann, I remember now you did it last week. And I think all of us have some understanding of a little bit of chaos over the last couple of days, so my apologies. Okay. Visiting Rotarians, please stand up. And last week, I remember Candy was here, and she did not stand up, and she was a visiting Rotarian last year. Like Heather, Candy comes so frequently, we are starting to believe she's here. But welcome to Heather Eschliman and her husband, Aaron. They're from the Howell Rotary Club. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Welcome to our Zoom participants. If everybody could look back at the camera on the back wall there, that's where they will see your faces. Great. We have Jamie Scott and Elias Stitch from the other side of the world. My name is Jamie Nicholson. We are also, and this is a Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club. We are also having a live broadcast on Facebook, and I want to make sure that everybody is aware that this broadcast goes out to the world. And if you have some difficulty with being on film, let us know so that we can be properly respectful, but also know that your words are heard by the masses. Do we have any visitors today? Please stand up if you are a visitor. Even as a guest speaker, I think we need to acknowledge our visitors. Yeah, so Mark, would you mind?
Yeah, we have a mouthful of scone. So we have.
Don't worry. Did you miss the worldwide part?
That's all right. The world's used to seeing me eat, so. Terry Murray, who's been involved with prevention efforts in this community for many, many years, is one of our presenters. And Megan Palmer, who also has been involved in prevention activities for many years, is the prevention coordinator at Catholic Charities and is presenting as well.
Thank you, Mark. Extemporaneous, right? That happens in this club sometimes, so.
Please stand, Aaron. This is Mr. Ashleman, otherwise known as the better half of Mrs. Ashleman. Thank you.
Okay, I think I did that, but thanks for the reinforcement. Normally have my agenda on paper, but that didn't happen after all of yesterday. Our Vice President, Mike Murphy, has a few announcements.
Yes, he does. So, if you go into Club Runner, there's an opportunity for you to update your profile. We would really, really, really like to have your date of birth in there and a picture. The reason that we want to have your date of birth in there, at least a day in the month, is because so we can reach out and wish you happy birthday. But more importantly, the year, because you get a break until you're 35. After your 36th birthday, it's going to cost you a little bit more to be a Rotarian. So, If you don't have your year in there, we're going to assume that you're over 35, so you're paying more, right? So it's just that simple. Get in there and update your profile. Next, breakfast we don't have today because Meals on Wheels was out of power, but we're going to do a flat fee for that, $9. You are going to get another bill for that, and I think we're just going to do it through the end of the year because this was a trial thing, right, to see how that worked. More importantly, however, Jerry Beamer is our kind of go-to person on the breakfast. So if you have suggestions, kudos, complaints, whatever, reach out to Jerry Beamer so 900 Rotarians aren't yapping at Candy, telling her, you know, suggestions and whatever. All right? Work it all through Jerry Beamer, one point of contact. And ask for bacon. Okay? And then next, we had some discussion about, not spinach. Next, we had some discussion about what to do for polio and how can our club raise a couple bucks. And, you know, there was a shredder idea and some other ideas, and who knows what's going to happen with the whole COVID thing, blah, blah, blah. And we thought, well, maybe it's just easiest to pass the envelope. There's pretty well 50-ish Rotarians that are well active, and we all put in 20 bucks. I'm just a dumb cop, but I think that's somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,000. That'd be perfect, right? However, then the Jerry, help me out. The Jerry, what's the past district governor? Thank you, Jerry Jackson. You know, he's doing a marathon, so he suggested, hey, do like a sponsorship thing. Well, Heartland Rotary Club has a skeet shoot that's coming up here the 2nd of September. It's a 6-person, I think it's 6. It may be a 5-person team. Here's the deal. I'll pay for the team, okay? I'll pay for the team if we can get a Rotary group, and then the rest of you are going to chip in money to sponsor us. See how that works? And that sponsorship money will go towards polio. So probably in the neighborhood of 20 bucks a person would be a good sponsorship dollar amount. Just saying. And Elias, I'll just tell you this, I'm not going to pay for your airfare, but I will pay for you to come I will pay for you to shoot if you come. So there you go. There's my announcements.
Any questions for our VP? Okay, and I will just ask kindly, if you have suggestions for breakfast, please give them to Jerry in a proactive and positive way. Hey, could you make sure that we do this? Right? Right. Okay. Thank you, Mike. John Scotta normally makes announcements for service projects. He's not with us today, so what I have in my head is the Victory Garden service project on August 28th from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. And John did send out an email about that. There is an option for you to sign up for that event on Club Runner. So go back to that email from John. And it looks like Jim Waters, stand up for a second, Jim, please. Great. And could you do a few toe touches while you're up? Just kidding. Jim, I'm going to give you the microphone so you can tell us about this project.
All right, the Victory Garden is really going great at this point in time. I know out of the row that Marcy and I have there, we've probably got, at this point, between cucumbers and zucchinis, almost 100 of those things coming out of there. So I'm not certain what the poundage is. Anyway, I do have a sign-up sheet here for August 28th. They'll be pulling weeds and they'll be picking any of the produce that we can find there. I'll bring the donuts, I'll bring the coffee. You bring a chair if you get a little tired and you want to sit down. It is between 9 and 12, but if you get there late, you leave early, that's fine too. We're just looking for some help to do this, clean it up, and I'd like to reintroduce as many of you to the garden as I possibly can. And that way, maybe next year we'll see a little bit more participation than what we've had this year. As long as I have the microphone.
A little closer to your mouth, please, for our Facebook.
I have my own little fundraiser here. They're $20 a ticket for a gun raffle, and there's 20 guns that will be going in the month of November, I believe. All of the guns are on the back side, so for $20 you have an opportunity for this. It's a fundraiser for the Brighton Masonic Lodge, and it will all go to things like scholarships, which they already do. This last year, it was $5,500 in scholarships and $20,000 to charities here in the Livingston County community. This group, just like this group, has put out over the last 6 years over $500,000 in the Livingston County community. So that's between the two organizations that I participate with, $1 million. So anyway, I've got these. Thank you.
Fine, Sheriff. Let's take note of that use of the microphone, right? I'm so glad to see Bobby here today. And in case all of you didn't know, Bobby and Candy work with Meals on Wheels, delivering meals in the community on behalf of Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club. And do you have any great moments from that lately? I know you've been out of town, but do you mind sharing a story?
Spot with a mint in my mouth. I love delivering Meals on Wheels. I have gotten to know all of my route. It's probably the best day of my week. They're so sweet. A lot of them, of course, they're elderly. And there's one lady, Maggie, she's out there by Parker. And the week before I went to Utah, because I was there for 17 days, they had all this construction. And I had to get out of my car, park my car, and like walk not too far, maybe 3 or 4 houses down, but they're spaced out quite a bit. And all the construction workers are yelling at me. They're like, "You're not supposed to be here." And I'm like, "I gotta get this lady her food," you know? And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "That's right. She's getting her hot meal today." So that was kind of funny. It was, you know, an enlightening, and she's so sweet. And sometimes I just have to knock on her door for like 5 minutes. She's probably my highlight right now on my route. And then I go through the trailer park, and it just melts my heart. I just love it. And if anybody's interested ever in a route, just reach out to me or Candy. I enjoy it. It's awesome.
Not bad for being put on the spot, right? Remember that, fine sheriff? For putting her on the spot? Oh, remember me, like, because I have to pay all the time? Is that what I'm hearing you say, Jeff? Wow, okay. Next, we have Team Rotary Go. When I say Team Rotary, you say, okay, so Ramesh, you're on deck because Eric's not here. Nope, you're not up yet. Okay, you're on deck because I have something to say about it again. You all should have seen an email that went out about the Appalachian Trail Service Project. Carly put together a survey to find out what dates in September will work for you to go out, drive 8 hours or so, spend time with your Rotary family and friends, not just this one, but everywhere, here and all over the world, maybe more like near the Appalachian Trail, though. So the 2 weekends in September that have come up that are really close are Labor Day weekend and the weekend of the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. And I say 4-day, it's a 4-day weekend. 1 day to drive, 2 days to serve and fellowship, 1 day to drive back. And just right now, because we're going to make that decision today, raise your hand if this is something, like if you believe the Labor Day weekend is the weekend to choose, raise your hand. But if you believe the weekend of the 17th through the 20th is the weekend to choose, we're just trying to get a feel from this club what the best of those 2 dates are, because they're kind of tied in the running. So raise your hand right now if you think the Labor Day weekend is the best weekend for that trip for this club. Okay? And raise your hand if you believe the weekend of the 17th is the best weekend for that club. Okay, thank you. Little input on the spot for Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club. And now we have Ramesh with his announcement for Team Rotary Go.
So someone's going to swim to the moon, right?
The swim to the moon. Yep, I'll talk about that. Jamie and I and her husband are going to swim to the moon. I sneaked and I saw Ed's. Ed's going to swim over 6 miles. It's from one lake to another and turn around and come back. I'm swimming a half mile, the baby version, and Jamie's swimming 1.2 miles. And we're raising money for North Star Reach. It's good, clean, fun, unsalted, and shark-free, right?
That's it for team.
What are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing the melon run today. So, gonna go eat some ice cream after the run.
And he failed to mention that last week he did Miles First Miles. Who saw his picture on our website or on Facebook, right? He and Jenny Nash did Miles First Miles to raise money for, what was? Juliana's Wishes. So there are active people in Rotary and Friends who are out there swimming, running, walking. Mike O'Brien and I are going to do the triathlon in a couple of weeks in Linden. We're also raising money for good causes. So if that's something you're interested here in this room, or you on Facebook, or you on Zoom, you can participate and join us being active for good causes. I listened to the stories, and the one that Bobby just told us about Meals on Wheels. If you're involved in a story because you are a member of this club, write up a paragraph and send it to Mike Leninger, and he will put it in the bulletin. It becomes a resource pool for us to share on our website for people who aren't on Facebook, but it goes on Facebook, and then it can go to the district newsletter. So share your stories about the great things that are happening because of your membership in Livingston Sunrise Rotary Club, right? Yes? Okay. Okay. Brenda Tipton has some information for us about District 6380.
Woo! Good morning, you guys. Sorry about last week, and thanks so much for all your heartfelt thoughts and prayers. Jill's better, but she's, still a little on the mend, and it's been a little bit rough. But anyway, so as you know, I am your district governor, woo-woo, for this year. My term just started July 1st, but I feel like it started about 3 years ago, right? So I'm really excited. I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. But I don't want to get into it and all that and stuff, but I'm doing my governor visits. I'm going to all the clubs. I'll be at Heather's Club next week and stuff like that. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about the district during my talk last week, but I didn't have a chance. So what I'm doing, though, is promoting a lot of marketing material to the clubs and stuff like that. A lot of the clubs aren't like Sunrise Rotary. We're very strong, as we know, right? We have banners, flyers, everything like that, but not a lot of the clubs do that. So what I got for all the clubs to help them on their way this year, because this year is kind of like a rebirthing year or whatever, because last year was a little down and stuff like that. So I'm trying to engage a lot of excitement and stuff like that, because again, they're not like you guys. They're not as excitable and energetic and stuff like that. So I'm going to present Jamie with a couple things. And at the start of my governorship, or what I call CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer, right? Kind of fitting. I don't want to be called governor, just a CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer. Woo! Anyway, so we've been training a lot. We started training in early January, the president-elects all the way down to, just recently, like in May and stuff like that. And we've been working on the Rotary basics, getting things in sync with the Club Runner, which is the management tool for clubs, and Rotary International, Heather, here you go, which is like the mothership. It's the corporate, and we're the franchise. So we worked really, really hard. So I want to present Jamie, and I've done this with all the clubs, with a little certificate for being the president this year. Whoop. Also, Yeah, and she really worked hard. She did a great job, and she gave me a lot of compliments on our training. I thought we did a great job. So anyway, you guys know, most of you know, I'm all about those brochures. Remember when I was president, first brochure. So I got us a District 6380 brochure, and I'm going to give it to all the clubs so they have a chance to write their club when they meet and stuff like that, and give people, hand this out during events and stuff like that when they get in the community. So Jamie, I have a couple of these for you, and I know we have them, but it's still the district one. And I'm all about the banners, as you guys know. So I got every club banners this year, and I'm really excited about that. Every club is going to be on the same playing field in the way of marketing and promotion. So hold on here. Also, at my Meet the Governor, which most of you guys are at, and I thank you so much. It was such a great evening. Thanks again for all the help that you gave me. I have something for Janet Burns. Janet Burns is an assistant governor, so where's Janet? There you are. And what she does is she's kind of like my eyes and ears. I can't be everywhere at once, with all the clubs and stuff like that, but she has 4 or 5 clubs that she's supporting. And so I just want to acknowledge you and give this to you, and thank you so much for your efforts and being that for the district. One more thing real quick, Jamie. I know that unfortunately we're not going to induct our newest member, Gina Doa Colas, today, but I have a little pin. In Rotary, we're kind of all about the pins, and this pin is a theme pin. The theme this year is Serve to Change Lives, and it's kind of fitting, right? That's all we do here. We serve to change lives. So next week, we're going to induct you, but I'm going to give you this pin. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Brenda. Let's give a round of applause to our Chief Encouragement Officer, Brenda Tipton. Okay. Are there any other announcements that we have here in the club today that someone would like to make? Terry? This is Terry DeFina.
Just want you to all to know that Lori from Love Inc. was finally back to work this week. She was exposed to COVID, didn't get it, but had to wait until her time to come back. So on Wednesday, I presented her all of the stuff, and her staff were just blown away by our generosity. So I want to thank you, and I sent it to Mike, but I missed the deadline, so it'll be in next week's newsletter. So thank you, everybody from Love Inc.
Thank you, Terry, for your work in that. And on behalf of Team Give a Hoot, I'm just going to send this photo directory around for you to get familiar with your club members. And also, like Mike suggested, check your birth date on here, because your dues are assigned accordingly. And if it's wrong, you might be getting charged more than you deserve, or less. Ha ha ha. Team Rotary Go has our sign-up sheets for people who like to do various activities, so we'll send that the other way. Sign up if you want to just be a part of a little group that does that. And then Courtney, I'll pretend I'm Courtney. Hi, everybody, I just woke up. But I'm on vacation on the island somewhere. And we have a great golf outing. I know there are so many golf outings in Livingston County, but we need another one to raise money for the Amber Reineck House, which is an excellent cause. So she asked me to please pass these out for her. So we'll send those around too. Zoom. Anybody on Zoom have an announcement that they'd like to share with our club?
No announcement.
Thank you. All right. With that, then, my last announcement. I'm sorry? Was she raising her hand? No. Okay. Yeah, nice, everybody. Cool your jets, right. Okay. So my last announcement is at the end of the meeting, if you would please help put the banners away. We could use a little help with that. And at this time, I'd like to invite Mike Leninger to handle the fines, and if he could have some help carrying the basket so he can do the microphone. Who would like to help him? Okay, I'm watching you in the microphone then.
Hello, I'm the fine sheriff. I'm not a fine sheriff. I am the fine sheriff. And that guy, Mike Leninger, gave me $1 just before I got up here. And he says, how come you introduced a Rotarian earlier on? It's because he was not paying attention. He was taking money for the 50-50, which is up over $400. And if you'll notice, I have some extra tickets. So if you happen to find yourself with $5 after the fines are over with, you may contribute. Secondly, he also asked me to put in $1 for happiness. This is the Neighbors magazine, which just came out last week, and we're meeting today to do the September issue. They are. And if you'd like to see who's on the cover, why, that is Noreen Owens. Is she a former Rotarian or current Rotarian? You know, I think they've had 5 Rotarians on the cover. There must be something special about you people. There really must. All right. Once again, I am the fine sheriff, but I don't make fines. I encourage you to confess your sins and give me $1. So first of all, it's mic check. Mike? This is a mic check. Mike? Mike? All right, we got 3 mics here. We'll start here.
I'm happy to have had my grandkids this last weekend.
Penny?
I'm happy because I have visitors from California. It is cramping my style a little bit, but I'm happy that they're here.
I'm happy, and I'd be happier if I got power.
You have all the power you need, lady.
I am happy to be here, and I'm happy it's Friday.
Woo! Happy Friday!
I'm really happy that Gina's becoming a member, and I can't wait to induct you next week. And I have power. If you need a generator, I have one.
All right, coming over here to the immediate past president.
Okay. Oh, can I? Okay. She's going to pay for me. I just wanted to thank United Way. Me and Penny and Donna had a lovely time together working at a gentleman's house, doing some cleaning over there right in the middle of this massive storm that we had no idea was quite as bad as it was. but it was a good time, and we really were blessed to have that opportunity to do that.
And it was your birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Birthday yesterday.
Both of them birthdays. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Heather and Patty. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Coming over here to the Dr. Janet Burns, who is modeling her best behavior with a Rotary mask. How many masks have we given away there, Brenda? Masks has the district given away. 100,000 masks, and she's wearing a beautiful one right now. Excellent, excellent. They're still $5? We don't have any more masks. You better reorder. I think we're going to need some. All right.
Here's $1. I was supposed to greet today, but I'm like Connie. I have no electricity either since Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Not fun.
And I have to sit by her. One more. I am not a grandpa yet. The dog sleeps all night. That's good, but still not a grandpa.
The dog sleeps all night. Oh, you're having puppies. Okay, I get it. All right. You may make a change if you wish.
No, I'm good. I want to donate all of it for missing while I was in Utah for 17 days. And I'm so happy we got our vacation rental home finished and decorated, and it's almost live. So if anybody ever goes to St. George, Utah, it's sunny there 300 plus days a year. It's gorgeous. So I'm happy about that.
What is meant to be is meant to be. It just falls together. Sally.
I'm happy I'm one of the ones that has power, and I'm the only one in our family that has power.
Another powerful person.
I'm happy I survived our backyard party last week, and I'm very happy because I'm going camping this weekend.
Harvey, Mr. Parr, Mr. Bass.
Good morning. I'm happy because I have power also.
All right, I'm going to address our folks on the interweb, whatever that's called, the worldwide, what you call it? Anybody out there have any announcements or fines that we can collect later on? I'll fly to Germany to pick yours up, Elias.
All right, let's do that. I'm just happy.
All right, happy. Jamie Scott?
Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy birthday to Patty yesterday. And I guess did I hear Heather's birthday too? So happy birthday.
All right. Anyone else? I thought there were 4 people online. The only 2 are showing their faces. That's all right. That's okay. This way.
Okay, well, if you don't know, 600,000 people are out of power, or were out of power. So that's for my husband out there working. I think he had 3 hours sleep yesterday. So
We'll bypass the speakers because they don't give.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
I've got a couple. For those of you that don't know Mary Durst, raise your hand. Some of her reporting through Veteran Services, she has to report how many organizations she touches base with. So please introduce yourself if you're with an organization to help her out. That's one. If you didn't notice, Janet now has officially been called out as a spy. Brenda introduced her as her eyes and ears. In my world, that's a spy, right? Who knew that Jamie Nicholson had a sense of humor and a great impersonator of Courtney? Well done. And last but not least, Connie is not happy, not because she don't have power, but because she doesn't have power to run her brand new 100-inch TV that she won at the Big Red Barrel golf outing. So.
Now, Sheriff, I hate to point this out, but weren't you the one who announced we had no breakfast today? And what are you eating?
Well, you know, there's some people that like to bribe the sheriff and have one in the bank. So I won't report who bribed me, but I am open to bribes. And I know this is on the World Wide Web, but I got to retire somehow. So there you go. All right.
Keep your strength up there, Sheriff. We're going to go to this table. Penny, did we already get you? Yeah. All right, got you. Mary, how's it going?
Good. I'm happy that I have a full 2 days off this weekend, and I'm happy that we are visiting family free this weekend.
Now, I noticed that the 2020 census came out. Did they have an update on how many veterans actually live in Livingston County now?
Did they already have that update? I didn't see that they collected all that information.
Not released yet, but they did release some things. For example, Howell had a 17.8% increase in population over 2000 or 2010. So good for Howell.
Happy Friday.
I have a couple, so thanks to Patty and Penny to helping with the Day of Caring project. And it was a good thing Penny was there because she had to clean all the fans and the tops of all the windows that I cleaned. And then also another happy dollar. So our Livingston, our Women United group is having another reading trail at the Howell Farmers Market on Sunday. So if you got little kids, come out and do the reading trail. It's a blast.
Roger, our oldest member practically.
Well, oh man. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just glad that it stopped raining, blowing, and we can now get around a little bit, those of us who have power. So,
and we're glad you're here, and we're glad you're alive, Harvey.
Anyway, I played golf this last Tuesday with a gentleman I'd never met before, and he told me he was involved with the construction of hospitals. The first thing that came to my mind was one of our long-term members, which was Jim Lawrence. If you haven't met him, he's been here for a long time. Anyway, Jim was involved with construction of hospitals. Guess who knew each other? And on Tuesday next, I'm going to give this gentleman Jim's email because Jim said I could pass it along and reconnect these two guys.
Now, he was one of only 3 people at the Wednesday Rotary Family Lunch at Jameson's. One of only 3, this worshipful master. And didn't he make an announcement earlier that took 5 minutes about something?
It's a gun raffle.
All right, I'm just reminding you.
I have a couple. I took my Rotary badge home with me last week, and the second thing I want to share with you is I discovered a couple passages in the Bible that explain Rotary to me. The first passage says, strong drink is your worst enemy. And the second passage says, make your worst enemy your best friend.
That's a quote of the week that's going in the bulletin.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Anyone else? Did I miss? Oh, wait, we got a whole table back here. Oh, my goodness. Mrs. A.
So 2 announcements. One, Livingston County Catholic Charities last Saturday with the Livingston Hoarder Coalition did a wonderful job in emptying a woman's house, and she was so grateful, so excited, and it was awesome. And Mark was out there with me, so that was awesome. The other thing is we'll be handing out Ramesh's ice cream, Aaron and I personally, and we're also selling it for $5 individual in front of Heart of Livingston, or Heart of Michigan, between 4 and 6. So come and get some ice cream.
That's $5 for a fake quart of ice cream? You said individual. You meant...
It's individual servings outside of Heart of Michigan. So it's $20 for the fake half gallon, because it is a fake half gallon. I don't know what it is. There you go.
Aaron, again, I apologize.
Just happy to be visiting.
Mike.
Good morning. I'm happy that we got the power on this morning so we could host the meeting today, so that's good. I'm also happy and mostly thankful for our operations staff and our tech staff back here that got all the switches flipped on so that this building could condition and the technology could work, so thankful for them.
Great job, people. Excellent. Do a selfie on the camera while you're there, all right?
I'm just happy to see you.
Wishing everyone happy Friday and weekend.
Woohoo! And, oh, wait, we got one here. Anyone else I missed? Anyone else? 50-50, you know? Okay, last chance.
Okay, so you've already heard it a couple of times, but I really want to thank Donna and Penny and Patty. We had some cancellations for Day of Caring, and they jumped right in and covered one of our households. So thanks, you guys.
I assume there are pictures. You're going to send pictures to Mike Lenninger. Thank you.
Okay, Brenda Tipton, come on up for the program.
Good morning, Sunrise Rotary. Woo! So I guess I'm the program today. No. Anyway, I'd like to introduce Terry Murray as co-founder of the Big Red Barrel, a project of Livingston County Community Alliance. Terry has been actively involved in Livingston County for over 30 years in the Brighton Post of 4357 Honor Guard as a past president of the Ancient Order of Hibernians. Thank you. And is a 4th degree knight at St. Pat's in Brighton. Recently, he's been recognized by Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin and Senator Debbie Stabenow for his work and service to the community. Also, welcome Megan Palmer, who is the Director of Prevention Services at Livingston County Catholic Charities, yay, Mark, and coordinator of Livingston County Community Alliance. Megan has been working in preventions since 2012 and is pleased to be back working in the Livingston County Community Alliance as she was the treasurer in 2010. So it's with great pleasure. My friend, actually, Terry Murray, I've known him for years. Come on up and tell us a little bit about the Big Red Barrel. Come on.
Now, we all know about the
giving a microphone to an Irishman is never good, you know? As Mr. Murphy eloquently said Saturday, you know, the big-headed Irishman speaks funny, but bald-headed Irishman, was it, Michael? Paybacks, man, they're coming. I'm not so sure if everybody knows about the Big Red Barrel. It's been an asset to Livingston County and to the state of Michigan since 2015. We've collected in excess of 40,000 pounds of bills, disposed of them in an environmentally safe way. We need help. We still have to get word out to everybody in this community, this county, the state, the nation. We're going through a pandemic. We're also going through an epidemic. And we reaching out, you know, today, this happened so fast, by the way, I had a discussion at the VFW with Mr. Leninger, and I said, how do I get into talk to the Rotarians about the Big Red Barrel and the Livingston County Community Alliance? And flick and swish, boom. As Brenda said, I've known Brenda since 2002. And wham, bam, we're here. Thank you, Brenda. That's awesome. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking because Mr. Murphy keeps telling me, you know, we got to keep the microphone away from this man. And I'm going to hand it over to the professional, Megan, because let Megan present on our behalf. And Megan works extremely hard for the LCCA, the Big Red Barrel, in the prevention community. So, Megan Palmer, thank you, dear. Thank you, everybody, for having me here.
Thank you so very much, Terry. I am actually going to let your very own Sheriff Mike Murphy tell you about the Big Red Barrel.
BRB, or the Big Red Barrel. The DEA does national take-back disposal of prescription drugs once a year. Shortly after one of those events, about 10 years ago, a bald, charming fellow with an Irish accent came into my office and said, "Murphy, we need to continue this. It needs to be more than once a year. We need to have these barrels where people can drop stuff off." So I listened to him for a little while, and I said, you know what, if you can make that happen, come up with a collection way, my commitment to you will be that A, we will put a barrel here at the sheriff's office, but B, if you can get other police agencies on board, then I'll take care of the disposal. So it has been my experience that when you put something back in somebody else's lap, it normally goes away. Not that I was hoping it would go away, because this is phenomenal and should have been done a long time ago for a number of reasons, right? We're keeping the kids out of the medicine cabinets, number one, and number two, for those that do get rid of unused prescription medicine, normally it ends up in the water system, right? So, I mean, this was a win-win. However, when people have great ideas, oftentimes that's their way of coming up with the idea and trying to push it onto somebody else. And I told Terry at the time, I said, I'm just way too busy to take this on, but if you can make it happen, my commitment is, again, I'll dispose of the drugs. So sure enough, there's a few more phone calls, and he got a hold of Regal Recycling and got some scrap, and got a hold of a local fabricator and came up with a couple different prototypes, and I don't know exactly how many we went through to make sure that, you know, A, it was heavy enough that nobody was gonna just, you know, latch onto it, and now all of a sudden they got a bunch of illicit drugs. And we also needed to make it tamper-proof so somebody couldn't stick their arm in there, because a lot of times these were going to be unsupervised, even though the plan was to put them in lobbies of sheriff's offices and local police agencies. So pretty soon Terry got a sidekick by the name of Joe Carney, and they go through the whole process, and sure enough, we end up with a Big Red Barrel. And then my thought was, well, this will probably be a short-lived deal, right? You know, people will empty out their medicine cabinets, and that'll kind of be the end of it, and you know, away we go. Here we are 10 years later with thousands of pounds of prescription drugs that have been disposed of through these means, through the Big Red Barrel. And it's just astonishing to me the number of medications, unused medications that still find their way into the Big Red Barrels even today. And they've taken the Big Red Barrel show on the road at different events, so people can drop their stuff off, makes it more convenient than coming to a police agency. So my commitment has remained true. All of the police agencies that do have a Big Red Barrel, when there starts to get a little bit of full, they bring it up to the sheriff's office, and then I have my property room guy, it depends, but he makes trips to Grand Rapids to an incinerator that's EPA approved to burn that kind of stuff, and that's how it gets disposed of. So, this was a great idea about 10 years ago. It remains a more than a great idea, because it's turned into an actual program. But again, it all started with just an idea. So my hats off to Terry and Joe, and now the Livingston County Community Alliance for taking it to the next step. Don Root, of course, has been instrumental in that as well. But job well done, fellas. Congrats.
The rest of it is just a picture montage of the last 10 years of collecting meds in Livingston County. And if you don't know, 40,000 pounds is the volume of a semi-truck. So in 2010, when Mike Murphy said, "I'll dispose of all your meds," he had no idea what he was in for. So in Livingston County, we've disposed of an entire semi-truck worth of meds that are off the streets and out of the hands of kids and not in our water table. So really, it is a grassroots community program that has worked to help save lives and save the environment here in the county. There are over 75 plus barrels in the state of Michigan. Each Michigan State Police Post has a barrel, and then other local police departments have their own barrels for their own communities. There is a green barrel in the St. Joe Livingston Hospital, so there's med disposal there. We are partnering with people to make sure that meds get disposed of and that they're disposed of safely. We know that the last 18 months plus of the pandemic has been hard on all of us, and we know that substance use has increased across the board for all the substances and all the age groups. And really, the opiate epidemic isn't over. It's just increased. So we really do want to have a place for somebody to be able to safely dispose of their meds if they're not using them anymore, if they don't need them anymore, so that kids can't go shopping in grandma's medicine cabinet, which is generally how addiction starts. You get a prescription for pain meds because you've had some surgery or some need for them, and the directions say take every 4 to 6 hours or as needed. And you do that, and then you develop you really like the way it makes you feel. So you keep taking them, but part of the healing process is going through that uncomfortable period of time where you have to transition from opiates to Tylenol or ibuprofen. And we really want to encourage people to do that and to not become addicted to their meds. We want people to be safe and healthy and happy. And we support the Amber Reineck House and their International Overdose Day Awareness on August 31st at the Mill Pond. Jamie's got the paper. It's on your table. So there'll be food, music, a Narcan training, and Narcan is a life-saving drug that reverses the effects of opiates. If given to somebody who's having an opiate overdose, if it's given to somebody who's not having an opiate overdose, it will cause them no harm. So Narcan is not something that's harmful. It's been around since the 70s, and we really are working to make it more readily available in communities now. I heard that Dr. Khaldun has made it available to community organizations, but it is available without a prescription at your local pharmacy. So everybody can get Narcan, can get trained to carry Narcan. We want to make sure that our community is safe and healthy. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, Megan, thank you very much for what you're doing. I've dropped off things there, but would you please explain how to do it? Because I came in with all these bottles and stuff that when my mom passed, I had all this leftover stuff, and then I had to sit there and open them. So to explain the process of how, bring a plastic bag or whatever you're supposed to do, okay?
So when you take your meds to be dropped off, you do want to keep them in their original container with your name and the prescription on them. while you're transporting them to the disposal place. Then once you get there, you want to take them all and dump them into one plastic bag. So you keep your pill bottles, which have your protected health information on it. We want to make sure that stays with you. And then you can dispose of your pills in the Big Red Barrel. And then if you have liquid medications, we ask that you dump the liquids in the plastic bag and then add enough paper towel to absorb the liquid so it's not a sticky mess for the police officer who has to clean out the barrel. Any other questions? Some places have paper towels, some places don't have paper towels, so I would bring your own just to be safe. Yeah. Are there any Zoom questions? Okay. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you, Megan and Terry and Mike, for all that LCCC and LCCA do to make our community be a better place. Now it is time for the 50-50 raffle. $404.
We have $75 today, and I cannot do the math. So what's half of 75? So it's 404 plus 3750. All right, that's what we got. Woo! All right, y'all know how this works. We select a ticket, and typically we'll have our guest speaker go ahead and select one. And then that person comes up and picks a card. And if that card is the ace of spades, you win how much again? 400? Ace of hearts. All right, sorry. I can't believe what I'm saying and thinking at the same time. All right. Ace. All right, so I want to have somebody pick one of these. Pick a number and then read the last three digits. If you can't read, I'll read for you.
829.
829. What? Give me that back. 829.
Thank you, Megan.
Choose. That one? No. Oh, tear it up and pick one.
828.
That would be one of yours again. One more try.
771.
771. 7. Oh, that must be me. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm a winner. But I haven't won yet. Let me see. It's in here. Yep, 771. I can't pick. I can't pick. You got to pick for me.
Don't pick the ace of hearts, though.
Ace of spades is a called winner. Oh, no. All right. Thank you so very much. It will roll over next week. Thank you so.
Thank you, Michael. We now have Connie Conklin, who's going to share one more moment.
Do you have a moment? We'll have 2 moments. Okay, we're going to have 2 moments. I guess I just decided that. I feel powerful. All right. Remember when you go into the world to keep your eyes and ears wide open and be kind. Love one another. Take care of each other. Tell the truth. Always do your best. Listen to the big people and the little people. Explore new paths and have fun. Know that you are loved. Give thanks for all your blessings. Above all else, love, and you will do wonderful things in this world.
Woo, mine's shorter. So I do want to do a real quick promotion that we do have some training coming up at the district level. Membership Summit is this Tuesday at 6:30, and it's on virtual, so sign up at Rotary6380.org and come join us to grow membership. All right, here's my one more moment. Thanks, Mark. I had got my one more moment for you. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Thank you, Brenda. Sorry for the confusion, but I do appreciate how Connie's had something about having fun in her one more moment, which is something we associate with you so often. So it all worked out, right? Next week's program is going to be Captain Encouragement from California, who was here at the garage when he was supposed to be here, right? And he slept through 4 alarms, apparently. But his plan is to be here by Zoom next Friday at 7:30 for the program, and for his part after 8. The goal of his organization is to perpetuate positive change in the world, starting by giving our children the tools to break the cycle of violence that is inherent in our society and the media. His organization uses the world's unprecedented interconnectivity to wake up the new generations and trade apathy and isolation for the love and kindness of a more positive humankind. How about that for a mission statement, right? Yeah, so Captain Encouragement, who, by the way, is also a Rotarian out in California. And like I said before, I met him at the Heroes Roundtable that Courtney Atsalakis had invited a bunch of us to. Elias, you were there for that if you're still with us on Zoom. So let's all rise for the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do first, second, third, fourth, meeting adjourned.